Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Elizabethville, PA, where today the Elizabethville Fire Company begin what they feel is going to be a super week of activities as they celebrate their 100th anniversary of the fire company. This morning, it's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Eville. The sun is shining very brightly, and we are involved here in a muster of old antique fire trucks. And of course, some of the trucks being a heck of a lot older than some of the other ones. This one here, I think, is about a 1928 or 29 Studebaker in excellent condition, running condition. And we're in the parking lot of the Upper Dauphin Area High School where the muster is mustering, and we're going to go around here and shoot some shots of these antique fire trucks. And then later on here we'll have the actual parade through the town of Elizabethville. The trucks are still gathering as we speak. It's just about a half an hour till parade time, and so the trucks are being lined up here by the various committees of the Reliance Hose Company here in Eville. Doing a good job. Over here's Mike Marjoram. He's over here helping coordinate this muster, and Mike had told me that when they had their old Studebaker fire truck here in Eville, that he had been to probably 20 some of these odd musters of antique fire trucks, and he's looking forward to this. Mike being an antique person himself, not an antique person himself, I guess I shouldn't say it that way, but being involved in antique vehicles, Mike very knowledgeable about this kind of thing, and so we'll go around here and take a few more shots of the fire apparatus, and then we'll get to the parade. Here's the old Lycans fire truck. Lycans in the process right now of upgrading their firefighting apparatus. They're raising money to purchase a new fire truck. But this is one of their oldies but goodies. Been to a lot of fires over the last many years. Liberty Hose Company of Williamstown very proudly displaying their 1944 Hahn fire truck here. Served them well, and they have it really shined up, as you can see, looking very good. The one behind it, which we'll sneak up on here, is a 1940 version of the Williamstown fire truck. No, I take this back. This is the Gratz Fire Company's 1940 truck. Looks in good shape for a 49-year-old fire truck. Firefighting apparatus today, of course, comes in other colors than a traditional red fire truck. Here we have a green, or whatever, light green colored Berrysburg community firefighting apparatus. The Steelton fire truck here has kind of a unique sign on the back of it. This is the fire rescue from Steelton, PA, and if we can get in here closer on this sign, I think kind of tells it all. Alcohol is a crash diet. That's kind of a neat saying. Sure. Okay. Here's a fire truck from Manchester Fire Company. Looking good. This is a 1953 Ford fire truck from Ocean City, Maryland, and it is in excellent condition. As a matter of fact, it didn't even have any dust on it. I wondered how in the world they even got it here without getting any road dust on it. The tires are beautifully cleaned, and then I noticed that they brought it up here on this carrier. So this is their muster team from Ocean City Volunteer Fire Company in Ocean City, Maryland. (1953) Ford. The York Haven Fire Company has brought along its 1937 American LaFrance version of their fire truck, and gosh, it's in good shape too. Again, never having seen a muster, I've never seen this many good-looking antique fire trucks all assembled in one place. Looking good. Piece of fire apparatus right here in front of us now is from Mohegan Lake, New York, and it's a 1952 Mack truck, and again, just in beautiful condition. Apparently there's a whole series of people who do nothing more than restore fire trucks, and that's just great. Looking good. And of course, leading the pack with all the pride that they can muster is the host fire company, Elizabethville Reliance Hose Company #1. They are our host for this parade week, and they have done a fine job so far, and it's only early morning of the first day, but I'm sure the dedication of all of these volunteer firemen here in Elizabethville are going to give us one heck of a great 100th anniversary celebration. So we'll retire now to our position to record the actual parade, and that'll be coming up here in just a second or two.
Hi, I'm Mike Wirtz, Chairman of the 100th Anniversary Convention Committee for the Reliance Hose Company. Other members are Jack Wirtz as co-chairman, Tom Welker and Ron Heim as the co-chairman of the Parade Committee, Merle Hoover as chairman of the Muster Committee, Galen Lentz as our chairman of Personnel Resources. We have Jeff Fetterhoff, who is in charge of all beer and soda sales, Dennis Henninger, who is in charge of all of our food sales. We have Ed Engel, who has worked with special projects. We also have Dennis Troutman working with special projects.
Tom Welker has just notified everybody that the parade is about ready to get started, moving off of the parking lot here, and there's going to be a tremendous amount of noise, that's for sure. Tremendous amount of noise will be generated. I have no idea how much of it we might pick up, but Mike Wirtz there, or Jack Wirtz, ringing the bell on the old fire truck from Elizabethville here. So the parade is about ready to get underway as they leave the muster area and head out to parade downtown Elizabethville. I've often thought to myself, as we have a parade like this with all of this fire apparatus, no self-respecting fire in the world would ever attempt to break out on a day like this. It wouldn't have a chance. Young Johnny Schultz in the Likens fire truck here going by. This fire truck here is new. I'm not sure if it's the new Elizabethville fire truck or exactly what it is. It's not painted. It's brand new apparatus mixed in here with all of the older vehicles. Here's Elizabethville's famous Swab's Rescue truck, the white vehicle, probably the only white one in the whole parade today. And now we're getting down to antique automobiles, which are also in evidence here. Mr. Welker had told the fire companies to let's hear the sirens and the bells and buzzers and whatever they have on the thing, and boy, they have certainly left us hear that so far today, that's for sure. A nice old Studebaker and another one. Truck. They really have them shined up, polished up, real neat. Some of the other activities going on today are barrel filling contests and so forth, and then the crowning of the Queen will occur following the parade, so we'll be able to pick that up in front of the Broad Street School here in Elizabethville. The parade route, Main Street, Elizabethville. Our leading truck, the Elizabethville Reliance Hose Company. This parade, of course, will not take nearly as long as the parade that has the marching bands in it. Really super big parade coming up here next Saturday when marching bands will perform. They got about 12, 13 bands, something like that, that will march down Main Street here. But today, it rolls along pretty good, as the fire apparatus is really the only thing that is in the parade. A noisy way to start off the week, I guess, and that's good. Get everybody here in town excited about the idea that the big parade is coming. Also display the old fire apparatus, as well as the new fire apparatus. Excellent vantage point we have here for this parade is the roof of a young fellow's house here right on Main Street. It's in the shade. It's a warm day. And we begin now the antique automobiles. Mike Marjoram. Some others of Mike's vehicles, I'm sure, in this parade. I think that yellow Studebaker there was one. Beautiful Chevy. And some before my time with the good old rumble seat. Another neat Studebaker. This is the quiet part of the parade. Seems almost deafening, the silence now. Sure, the owners of all of these cars could talk about the pride and joy that they had when they first bought these automobiles, and I don't mean as antiques, I mean when they were brand new, super cars of their time, no question about it. And of course, a lot of people would argue that a much better automobile than we produce today. Convertible. I think I'd have the top down today. Bringing up the end of the parade here will be a couple more pieces of fire apparatus, just to keep the crowd on their toes. And also one that I didn't get in the parking lot that just joined the parade very late. It's a hook and ladder fire truck, an old one, antique hook and ladder truck that I believe will probably bring up the rear because he was late getting to the muster area. And he'll be coming along here pretty soon. There's that one from Manchester Fire Company. It's privately owned fire truck. And here comes the hook and ladder truck that didn't catch where he's from, but these are, of course, used in the big cities. We don't have one of these around here, but nevertheless, the gal in the back steering the rear end of the fire truck. And that appears to be about it. The rest of these cars are not part of the parade. They're just people going down 209. So we'll get back to the staging area here and check out the crowning of the... Well, what kind of an outing would be worthwhile without some good barbecue chicken? So we have the fellas here really doing a job on some chicken. Gosh, it is golden brown and looking good. They're basting it here now, and I think this is probably the only smoke we'll see today. At least we hope so. Firemen having a day off from all their other chores and just having fun. So, man, it is looking good. I'll point the microphone over that way. Maybe we can pick up the smell. Ah, how about that? Smells good and looking good. Just part of the festivities here at the Firemen's Muster. Makes me hungry just looking at it. One of the foremost chefs here in Elizabethville, Butch Kuppenhaver, in charge of the chicken. He's a chicken man. Here now is some of the older apparatus that does not make noise as it's pulled to the fires in days gone by. Just a bell on some of them that would ring and let the people know that they were coming down the streets, but otherwise very quiet kind of thing. A couple little people here at the parade today. We also have here a flea market with shirts, t-shirts, all kinds of fireman type paraphernalia, a little fire plug lamp here and so forth. Also some things I think that are ceramic that can be finished in your own favorite fireman's colors, I guess. They're here on the parking or the playground of the Broad Street School. Festivities are scheduled to begin here in about 5 minutes, they say, and at that time we'll have the crowning of the Queen. Go ahead.
So, the flag that was raised this morning, donated to us in memory of Bruce Robert. I'd like to take a couple seconds and I'd like to welcome everyone who came out here. We got people that started 2 days ago to get to here. You guys are nuts. Anyways, we have a whole week's worth of activities planned. Today's activities will all be taking place here, involving games with the fire trucks and the firemen. We want to have a good time today and a safe time. We're going to do everything we can to protect the little kids. We want you to keep them in hand, keep them out from under trucks, keep them off the activity area in front of us here whenever anything's going on. The west side of the school building here, we have antique cars over there. You're welcome to get down and take a look at them. Also, Charles Oldman, our company chaplain, who's going to have a word of prayer for us.
Let us pray. Eternal God, we thank you that you have given us this fair and fine day. We ask that you will be with those who are in competition today. Grant that it may be fair and friendly. Grant that they may be safe. We ask your protection and guidance upon all of us who are here as observers and participants in this celebration. May the fun and fellowship here be an expression of the joy of your creation, which is your desire for your people. Through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
You don't need that string.
You just have to stand on 10 toes. At this time, I would like to introduce Ron Hine, chairman of our anniversary and convention committee, to introduce and crown the winner of our contest. Ron Hine.
Good morning, everyone. We had two contestants for our Queen contest. I'd like to tell you a little bit about them. First off, we had a girl sponsored by Dauphin Fire Company, and because of circumstances that developed in her family, she is unable to attend our ceremonies today. Her name is Deanna Lucas, and she's 18 years old. She's a senior at Central Dauphin East High School, where she serves on class council for Galen Lentz and Sandy Lentz. Sorry. She is a junior at Upper Dauphin Area High School. She is enrolled in the academic program, planning and career and elementary education. Her activities in school include being a member of the Silk Squad and the marching band, a member of the Upper Dauphin Area Conservation Club, and co-editor of the 1990 yearbook. Her community services include church activities, volunteer work at Kepler Home, and the Sunshine Factory Daycare Center. Lori, at this time, we will announce the first runner-up, and the queen is picked by the number of tickets that she sold. The tickets were sold for $1, and each ticket counted as one vote. At this time, we will announce the first runner-up, and that is Deanna Lucas, and she was sponsored by Dauphin Fire Company. She sold a total of 306 tickets. And our queen, Lori Lentz, sold a total of 1,094 tickets. I'd like to thank everybody that helped support the Queen contest, and at this time, we can have the flash. And her tiara. A bouquet of flowers.
Hey, this is a midnight alarm competition. Union Fire Company here will be number one in attempting this, and we'll see how they do this stuff. Everybody has to get dressed just as though the alarm was sounded late at night. Here it goes. Here they go.
Oh, there's another one.
Okay, let's have Barringsburg on.
It's the Barringsburg Fire Company now. They'll do their midnight drill. They're ready.
Remind everybody we're about ready to go.
Goes Barringsburg.
Wake up. What's this?
Here, go here so I can see.
And coast oil?
He's the driver of the truck.
Hey guys, ready yet? What's this?
Go, hey! That one guy fumbled. Not this one, the other one.
The next people up on the midnight fire extinguishing thing. Truck 1950 from up near State College, PA, Milheim Fire Company. On Route 45 going out toward State College.
And the driver.
Put there for your safety.
There's Likens, 1941 International Fire Truck. John Schultz and his crew. They're ready.
The TV. Good God.
The Ocean City, Maryland bunch came a long way. Fire truck was restored by Swab Wagon Company. Here they go.
Davis, Derek Davis inside.
I just gotta say, he got off the yell. Here it is.
videotaping our activities and Firemen's Parade next Saturday. He will have those tapes available at $10 a piece.
Future firefighters are in evidence here today also, as the little guys and gals are able to attempt their hand at putting out a fire on this building up here, knocking the flames down that are on top. There, they just did it. And another one did it very well. Okay, and these are just young fellas and gals. Good job. Everybody with their helmet on. They're ready. A pumper from Myerstown is now going to be the first contestant in the pumping contest. They are hooked up to a portable vat of water here, whatever you want to call it, tank laying here on the ground, a bin of water. And they're going to be involved in seeing how fast they can get water through these hoses and pump it. Okay, and now they've done that. All right. I wasn't exactly sure. What it is they draw the water out of the standing tank here, the portable vat of water, whatever. I can't think of a better word for it, but at any rate. And then they determine the time it takes for them to actually pump the water. And what they're doing is pumping the water through their pumper, out a hose, and back into the tank. So there will be no water splashed all over the place out here. Okay.
Before us, in these 100 years.
I think the York Haven Fire Company is ready. The whistle blows. As soon as we see this line here fill up with water, that basically is it. And boy, it's full and it's pumping. Next type of a contest we have here will be a pumping contest where the participants will use their pumper to both display the amount of water, I guess, that they have coming out, and also their accuracy as they attempt to knock this bowling pin off the stand that's standing right here. So I think it's kind of a timed thing or whatever. Fellow over here getting his hose connection ready here, I guess we'll call it. So it should be ready to go here in just a second. See what they can do. I believe we're ready. Little guy here will blow the whistle. He did blow the whistle. There they go. Gonna pull out the hose, get the water going. And he knocks it off in just that amount of time. These contests are very, very quick. Really very brief, but they are timed. And official timer here, going to get an idea of just exactly how fast that. Hey, they're not all easy. This group down here has been watering this pin down like they want it to grow. They're finally getting a stream involved here now, a little bit of harder stream, but they had a spray on there at first, and that pin must be screwed fast to the pole because it's not doing anything but getting washed. But they're trying. I don't know the fire company's name, and I guess for their benefit I won't even mention it if I did find it, but at any rate, the other guys had this pin off here in about 3 seconds, and these guys have been washing it now for a minute. I think they're going to have to send somebody over and knock it off. There it goes. Well, it was close. There it goes, finally. Getting set here for the barrel filling contest. The contestants will come up here, pick up this hose, and attempt to fill this barrel, I guess, up to the hole. There's a hole in the barrel. The barrel, of course, on a tripod, will spin and flip around and do all kinds of neat things. And I think they will try to be, the winners will try to be determined by the amount of water that actually gets into the barrel. So we'll see how this contest goes, and they'll be set to go here in just 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Now, we are about set to go here, I think. Looks as though the...
Can I stand here?
Sure.
There.
Yep. Okay, they got water. They're not getting a heck of a lot of water in it, that's for sure. There, they got her stabilized now. Now they're getting some in. Not as easy as it looks. Tom Welker is the official timekeeper here for this event. And they're washing the barrel more than filling it. First contestants yet, still going at it. They're diligently trying to position the barrel so that it will get some water in it, but there they nearly had it spin around here. There it is. That's tricky because, of course, as the water enters, it wants to spin the barrel. I think Tom's about ready to signal quits here on the barrel filling contest. This is a Union Fire company operating the hose this time.
There you go.
Well, now we'll try this one more time, see if this team has any better luck. The water they got, and here we go. Hey, they got the idea. Hey, this crowd here, this bunch is doing all right. Well, they were anyway, till the barrel decided to move around to the back. There it is. Now they got her. Now they got it spinning pretty good. They're doing all right, though. I'm going to try to rewind it here. Now it's coming back the other way. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Not sure where this team is from exactly, but they're not doing bad. Barrel just wants to turn around away from the hose. There it comes. Oh, you got her really going now, and you give it a blast on the side. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Reliance. Wait a minute. For sure. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Reliance Hose Company of Elizabethville's 100th anniversary parade here on Saturday afternoon, June the 10th, 1989. The parade is also in conjunction with the Dauphin County Firemen's Convention, so we are set for a really great parade today. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon for a parade. The temperature probably in the high 70s, a partly cloudy sky. And as you can see, progressing up the street here to begin the parade are the ambulance vehicles, which will also stand by along the parade route. So they are going to lead off the parade this afternoon and then go to their stations. Following that, we will have a list of parade entrants as they come by, and so we'll be able to give you a little bit of an idea of who's who. The Gratz area ambulance leads this portion of the parade, and as I say, these fellows will then go and maintain a position along the parade route to attend to any paraders or any spectators that may need any kind of assistance. That's the Williamstown Fire ambulance and so forth. The parade committee from the Reliance Hose Company has really done a spectacular job getting this parade organized, and we will give them the credit before the fact, as it were, because I know that they have worked hard and long in getting a parade of this nature together, and they assure me and assure all of our viewers along the sidewalks here that they are in for a real treat, and I truly believe that's going to be the case. The parade route is up Main Street from west to east. We're located across the street from the Hoover Funeral Home here on West Main Street in Elizabethville. Good crowd on hand lining both sides of the street all the way up and down the entire Main Street of Elizabethville here. As a parade like this, of course, encompasses a great distance, not only in the county, but bands from far and wide, apparatus from Pottsville area and so forth here, showing their stuff on this Dauphin County Firemen's and Reliance Hose Company number 100th anniversary parade. As I said before, with all the fire and ambulance apparatus that's available on a day like this, no self-respecting fire would ever break out in this borough today. It would not have a chance. There is a multitude of fire apparatus of all kinds, including ambulances and rescue units, pumpers and tankers, and just about everything you can think of to fight a fire. So, the rest of the parade will follow here in just a moment. It will be led by the Elizabethville Fire or Borough Police car, and then hopefully, if the parade continues in the lineup that we were given, we will be able to call them as we see them. Otherwise, it's just a super day. One of the vehicles in the parade today that have really become very popular and very much obvious in the Upper Dauphin area is the Medic 6 vehicle. Speeds through town on their emergency services, rendering emergency services to the whole upper part of Dauphin County, I think from Peters Mountain on up, and these guys do a super job tending to those critically injured or critically ill persons in the Upper Dauphin area. Leading the parade this afternoon, the number 1 car in the parade is the Elizabethville Borough Police Department's patrol car. Sparkling, looking, very well polished, looking good. Police Department is followed by the Reliance Hose Company number 1. Of Elizabethville, organized in 1889. They carry the honor guard and the color guard right behind them. This group is known as the future firefighters, these young fellows here. Riding next in the next vehicle here should be the Reliance Hose Company Fire Chief, Mr. Galen Lentz. And indeed, that is he, seated right in the back of this vehicle, Fire Chief Galen Lentz. And behind Galen will be a hand cart. This is something made by the Schwab Wagon Company, a firefighting hand vehicle made in 1899. So a 100-year-old piece of firefighting apparatus here in the parade today. Manufactured right here in Elizabethville by the Schwab Wagon Company. The next vehicle we have here now is a 1934 Studebaker. Pumper made in 34 and owned by the Elizabethville, Pennsylvania Fire Company. Good old car, or fire truck rather. Next we have a 1964 Hahn pumper of Elizabethville, the host fire company here today. Looks in really good shape. And that's going to be followed by their newest pumper here, a 1982 Hahn. Elizabethville firemen very proud of their firefighting apparatus, and their whole organization does a super job, and they should of course be very, very much proud of their fire company. Very active in community and civic business here in the community. They do a super job, of course. Next we have the Reliance Hose Company's 1977 Chevy rescue vehicle. Looking good. And Elizabethville's 1970 Chevy Tanker, vehicle designed specifically for carrying water to a fire. Now that will be followed here now by the Reliance Hose Company's Ford Schwab ambulance. Ford body and a Schwab cab on it, the rest of it, the containment compartment, manufactured here in Elizabethville by the Schwab Wagon Company. Manufacture an awful lot of emergency vehicles for distribution throughout the whole eastern United States. I don't know exactly how far they go, but I do know they are big. Ambulance 21A is the Elizabethville ambulance. This is a Ford vehicle also, and also manufactured, of course, here by Schwab Wagon Company. Next we have the parade marshal, Jack Wirtz. Jack, who's looking good, and just got out of the hospital here a couple of, maybe a week or so, week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And Jack looking good as the Grand Marshal of our parade today. Next coming here is Charles Wirtz. He is the honorary parade Grand Marshal, and he had been the fire chief for an awful number of years here. Charles looking very well, fit. And next we have the convention queen, which is Lori Lentz. Lori being the winner of the Convention Queen Award. Upper Dauphin Area High School Trojan Marching Band is the first band in our parade this afternoon. This band right here, the high school being located here in Elizabethville. The band marches in all kinds of football games, parades, and so forth in the Upper Dauphin County, as well as having participated in parades far distant from Upper Dauphin. They are known as the Upper Dauphin Trojan Marching Band, under the direction of this fellow over here. Who's the band director? Mr. Dauphin is the band director. Here's the Dauphin County Russ Schaefer, Dauphin County Commissioner Russ Schaefer in the parade here. Next coming along here should be the Dauphin County Commissioner, Miss Carol Peters. And indeed it is. Dauphin County Commissioner. The next four gentlemen coming up the street here now will be on the right, or the left as they're walking, but on our right on the television camera will be Senator John Shoemaker. Next to him is Senator George Geekus. We have in the third from the right is Jeff Pricola, and the fellow on this side is the, let's see, Farina. Maker's vehicle, but of course they have elected to hike it. And he was up at the Lycans Wiconisco 30th of May parade, and he elected to march up there too. He loves the walk. District Attorney Richard Lewis was the fourth gentleman of the four that had passed moments ago that I could not remember his name right off. Of course, Rich Lewis also walking. Prothonotary is Bob Farina, and that is Mr. Farina. And next we have Philip Spasif, the recorder of deeds for Dauphin County. Some of the Dauphin County firemen officials. They're coming pretty fast and furious here now. This is, let's see, Volunteer Firemen's Association officials. And next we have the Volunteer Firemen's officials. Okay, the next couple of cars here are officials of the Volunteer Firemen's Association. Couple of courtesy vehicles from Reiser Pontiac, and then we have a Berrysburg Fire Company engine here. This is a 1977 Ford, owned and operated. Berrysburg also has this green firefighting vehicle. This is their tanker. Here's the Berrysburg's Brush 28, it's called, or 26 rather. This is a Berrysburg Fire Company's vehicle used to extinguish forest and brush fires. Berrysburg, PA, located about 4 miles north of Elizabethville. They will have their annual carnival, and they will give this car away as part of the parade or part of the prize during their carnival. Two of the famous men in blue here, who today are in white, as our crossing guards, doing a good job. Russ Houts and his sidekick here. Well, Floyd, would you look around, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. What a dynamic duo. We're now able to pick up the beautiful march played by the Liberty Hose Company No. 2 band of Lycans, Pennsylvania. This band here, renowned for its excellence, has won numerous state convention band competitions for marching fire company bands. They've participated in all kinds of exhibitions throughout the state and have always come out on top or very, very near the top. An excellent organization. State champions, as you can see by reading the banner here in the front. So they have made themselves well known. They always play. The band rarely marches very much at all without a good rendition of some kind of a march. Always playing marches and just doing a super job. Behind come the marching auxiliary part, the marching members of the Lycans Fire Company band and parade, and boy, they are just a super class organization. Fine turnout for this afternoon's parade too. Jim Welker commanding these young and older gentlemen from the Liberty Hose Company band in Lycans. Super job. Fire Chief Carl Slough picks up the rear of the band of the marchers. Excellent job by the Liberty Hose Company band from Lycans. Future Furry Firemen from the Wiconisco area now march in the parade, followed by the Future Bells, young ladies who will probably grow up either to be firemen today, or fire people, I guess you call them, fire persons, whatever, or be married to one of the volunteer firemen, perhaps. The Wiconisco Bells, Wiconisco celebrating their sesquicentennial year this year, and the Bells are parading here. They are going to try to drum up some business for the sesquicentennial, which comes up in July, I do believe, or late August. Not really sure, but at any rate, another big parade and a lot of goings on in the town of Wiconisco, 7 miles east of Elizabethville. Next, we have the Wiconisco Lycans, L&W Furry Firemen, I believe these guys are called. And they're going to be part of the Wiconisco Bicentennial celebration also. They look like some furry fellas in here, that's for sure. Kind of a motley crew, but these guys can brag about putting out a fire faster than you can set one. Harry bringing up the rear, Harry Mockimer, one of the furriest of the firemen. Now we have the L&W Jail. This will be part of the celebration up there also. And some worthy lad inside the jail, I'm sure, for whatever dastardly deed he might have done. This is the Millersburg Fire Company now parading their apparatus by. This is the 1978 E1 fire vehicle. The one behind it, one of the older ones here now, 1948 fire truck from Millersburg. Seen its duty and now is primarily relegated to the duty as with most older people, simply parading and doing a good job of it. Looks like it's in really good shape. The next vehicle is a 1974 Millersburg fire truck. This is a Hahn from 1974. It's interesting to note the classic styles of some of the newer fire trucks versus the old ones, you know, the motor over the engine cabs and so forth. Little more power, of course, and a lot sleeker design. And one of those that we just noted is the next one here, which is a 1949 Millersburg fire truck. If I can read my sheet right, I think it says it's an Orin. I think Orin is the name of the truck manufacturer. And this one, of course, looking in excellent condition too. That may still be used for fires, I'm not really sure. The air and light fire vehicle next is Millersburg's 1982 air and light vehicle, providing air for people to breathe when they go into a fire-filled building or smoke-filled building, and of course light for your nighttime fires. There's a 1926 Hahn by the Pillow Fire Company, 1926 version. Wow. And that's followed by something just a little bit newer. This is the Pillow 1970 Hahn fire truck. Nice looking vehicle. Pillow very proud of their fire apparatus, have it neatly polished and shined up here for this afternoon's parade. Squad 28 of Pillow next in their rescue squad truck. It's a 1979 Ford. It's really amazing to me how quickly fire apparatus seem to get old. You know, we see them at parades and we see them at fires, and we realize that they're not used every day, but they do sit in fire halls and fire stations for hopefully many long weeks or even months at a time, and they sit there and get old, and we sometimes forget how old a fire truck is. The Fisherville Volunteer Fire Company 216, it says. Well, now this is the way to get to just small fires. Obviously the chief in the back. And next we have a Ford fire truck. This is it says it's a Mack, but it says Ford on the front. This is the Fisherville Fire Company's no, this can't be quite right. It's not a 1970 pumper, I wouldn't think, but it is Fisherville's fire truck at any rate. And next we have what I would believe would be a 1970 pumper from Fisherville. This is a refurbished 1970 Mack. Okay, this one's the 1970 Mack. All right. Now the next one here is D27. Let's see. This should be Fisherville's Junior Fire Company, does that say? I'm not really sure. No, this is Gratz. The Gratz Fire Company, okay. Next we have another Gratz piece of apparatus. This is a what just passed was a 1944. This isn't it. Okay, next one we have is a 1967 Gratz fire truck from 67. Looking good. Okay, following Gratz, we now have the Williamstown Fire Department represented here. They're going to show us, first of all, their 1973 Hahn truck. And the one behind it then should be their 1944 pumper. 1944. Fellas here getting some applause from the local fire police down here who are also from Williamstown. And this is their 1944 pumper. Looking very good. Next, marching into our view here now is Beverly Callie's Sparklettes, a baton and twirling group. I'm not really sure where they're from, but they are the Beverly Callie's Sparklettes. And indeed, if the sun were out, they'd really be sparkling. They look pretty sparkling to me anyway. Gals along the street in their pink outfits, and the rest of the twirlers in their white with sparkles on them, but the sun has temporarily eluded us here right now. We're in the shade behind a cloud, and so they're not sparkling as much as they maybe could be. Sparklettes are from Mechanicsburg. Beverly Calley Sparklettes from Mechanicsburg, PA, providing their own music here. The Sparklettes are followed by the Halifax Community Fire Company. This is a 1953 fire truck from Halifax. And following them is the first float in our parade today. This is the Upper Dauphin Area Lions Club float. Lions very active in the Upper Dauphin area. And this is their float. It says the shooting for new heights. So they have the rocket there and the covered bridge, kind of synonymous with Upper Dauphin County here. We did have, and perhaps still do have, one or two covered bridges around, and the Lions Club showing one of those. Now we have the Powell's Valley Fire Company. This is their 1979 engine, made for tough grinding it out over there in the country of Powell's Valley, located just maybe 2 miles from Elizabethville to our south. Following that vehicle, we have the Powell's Valley Ford Swab Wagon Company fire vehicle. This is their forest fire fighting truck. And now the Powell's Valley tanker. Very important in the rural areas where fire plugs are non-existent, so the Powell's Valley has a tanker. Following now is a marching band here. This should be the West Shoreman Drum and Bugle Corps from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Good looking outfit in their blue and white, or blue and black uniforms. A Grand Old Flag is the song of the West Shore Drum and Bugle Corps. Next we have Halifax area ambulance and rescue vehicle. It's a 79 Chevrolet. Following them will be the Halifax Area Rescue Association. No, that's not true. This is the Elizabethville Athletic Association, Boys Little League and Girls Softball Organization. Boys and girls of Elizabethville and their Little League and softball, girls softball. Kids really play hard. Girls really go at it in softball, and the little fellas, of course, tuning up to become teener leaguers. And this is the Little League, Teener League of Elizabethville area, and they have the Pirates here, well represented, followed by the Yankees, and then the Astros, a couple Astros in there, some Phillies, just a few Phillies, and the Baltimore Orioles, well represented on this softball or Little League baseball here in Elizabethville. Next we have another float. This is Randy Seiler's float, and he's got some junior firemen here that are rushing from the firehouse out to save a burning building. This is smoke alarms and first alert, their theme, what they'd like you to think about. Here's Carsonville's tanker. Now, how Carsonville's tanker got kind of lost from the rest of the Carsonville crew, but at any rate, this is tanker number 1, Carsonville Fire Company number 1. Okay. Now we have the Mountaineers from Mountaineer Hose Company from Minersville, PA, established in 1861. We have a few representatives here from Minersville, and we have following them now is a team of horses with a horse-drawn fire wagon, a steamer, horse-drawn. This is from 1865. Wow. And this is the way they went to the fires years ago, horse-drawn steamers. The steam would be the pumping agent to pump the water out, so this is really quite a magnificent thing. This is from where, Kelly? Minersville. Okay, what a piece of apparatus that is. I'm sure there's not too many of those in existence. The Mountaineer Hose Company of Minersville. This is their 1970 truck. And that is followed by, let's see, Hummelstown chemical fire. This is the chief's car, and for the Hummelstown Chemical Fire Company. Next is the Hummelstown Attack and Brush Fire Truck. Vehicle here used for combating brush and chemical fires and so forth. And following right behind that is a 1974 Chevy with a 1983 box on it, it says. So this one's been refurbished. 1974 vehicle, 1983 box. Chemical Fire Company of Hummelstown. Following that is a Chemical Fire Company number 1 of Hummelstown. This is a 1987 Pierce fire truck ladder, and not sure what the other word here says, but anyway, a ladder truck. Not the more familiar hook and ladder type truck, but this one here has the ladder, the breathing apparatus on the side and so forth. Really, really superb looking vehicle. That is followed by Highspire, Attack number 55 truck of Highspire Fire Company. That's a 67 Ford vehicle. And the one coming up the street right now would then be the Highspire Fire Company's Engine 39. It's a Pierce Lance pumper of Grantville, rather, not Highspire, Grantville. East Hanover Township and Grantville, both on the pumper. This is a 1989 brand new pumper. Boy, that's a good looking truck. Be the envy of a lot of fire companies, I guess. And that is followed by the envy of the fire companies years ago. This is a 1940 Mack truck, and that's from Pembroke, PA. Our neighbors to the south in the Harrisburg area, Pembroke Fire Company with their 1940 Mack truck. Pembroke's newer truck is a 1984 Mack. Pembroke likes the Mack truck design, and so they've gotten themselves one in 1984. Really neat looking fire engine. Engine 301 of Pembroke, PA. That's going to be followed by an ambulance here, which is the Pembroke, Pennsylvania ambulance. This is a 1987 ambulance made by Ford. Good looking vehicle. And now we have Lower Paxton's vehicle, a 1978 Mack truck. Looking extremely good. Once again, we can see that the age of the little red fire truck is slowly coming to an end, as we've got green ones, yellow ones, orange ones, whatever. This is in a bright yellowish looking color. Super neat looking fire truck. And then we have Dauphin County Dairy Princess Association represented here next, with a lovely princess sitting on the back of this float. Dauphin County Dairy Princess. Milk, the only one, it says. Milk's the one. Okay. Linglestown Fire Company enters the parade with a 1982 pumper. This is a Pierce pumper from Linglestown, PA. Beautiful looking truck and relatively new. Very new. That is followed by the Linglestown Fire Company International 1987 Air and Light Unit. These units have become more and more popular in the past several years as firemen and fire companies develop an ability to fight fires more effectively both at night and in areas where there is a lot of smoke. Pine Grove Band now. Pine Grove, PA. Good-looking marching unit. They're the Pine Grove Band from Pine Grove, about maybe 22 miles east of Elizabethville. Now we have an unusual looking vehicle here. This is a, I can't read it. Let's see. The 1986 U.S. Air Force firefighting piece of apparatus. The operational group out of no, I'm not sure. At any rate, most unusual looking vehicle. And next is Wummelsdorf Fire Company now. This is an American LaFrance 1985 Custom Series fire truck from Wummelsdorf, Pennsylvania. And that's looking good. The truck behind it is a KME Darley. This is the New Kingston Fire Company engine. Wow, that's certainly an elaborate looking piece of equipment from New Kingston, PA. Engine 133. And following that is another Mack vehicle. This is the Union Hose Company #1 of Union, Pennsylvania, or of Middletown, Pennsylvania rather. Union Hose Company of Middletown, PA. Engine 11. And now Hickory Corners, yes, that's right, folks. Hickory Corners is proud to present their 1979 Chevy Pumper Tanker. Proudly displaying it here in the parade at Elizabethville. Reliance Hose Company's 100th anniversary parade progressing very nicely here as the Hickory Corners and Community Fire Company goes by. Next will be the Hickory Corners Fire Company, a Chevy ambulance made by the Schwab Wagon Company. A Chevy, not an ambulance, rather a rescue vehicle, we should call it. Rescue vehicle made right here in Elizabethville, and of course is a green one. And it's made by the Schwab Wagon Company of Elizabethville. Next we have a Mack fire truck. This is Dauphin Middle Paxton Fire Company of Dauphin, PA. They're displaying a 1978 Mack truck. And that will be followed by a GMC brush firefighting vehicle. This is also Dauphin and Middle Paxton Fire Company. This is their brush firefighting piece of equipment. That will be followed by a larger unit here. This is the Reliance Fire Company #1 of Phillipsburg. This is their 1989 brand new squad and special services truck, providing firefighting equipment as well as life-saving and resuscitating equipment in the back of their squad truck. That's followed by the Herndon Fire Company Ford 1986 Ford fire truck. Gosh, this has got to rank as one of the smallest fire vehicles, I think. But then Herndon's not too big either. Good looking vehicle though. And now the Oberlin Fire Company displays the 1974 Hahn pumper from Oberlin, Pennsylvania. Truck's looking in great shape. And they're followed by the Zembo Mounted Patrol of the Zembo Shrine in Harrisburg. These fellows always put on a great display at the parades. The Zembo Shrine in Harrisburg and their Mounted Patrol. They are followed by this little scooper truck here, who follows the horses for obvious reasons. And horses always look good in a parade somehow or another. Here's the dignitaries of the Zembo unit coming here now. This looks like an old Studebaker, at least an old Studebaker front end. Here it is, a Studebaker modified. It's a 1951 Studebaker modified for the use of the Zembo stage crew. Okay. Zembo also brings along these little cars here now. I thought they had little motorcycles or something before, but at any rate, they moved ahead here now. They've got these little bright yellow cars, and they put on some kind of a display here as they wheel around on the highway. This is a Zembo version of Joey Chitwood, I guess. Precision driving. That's got to be my way of parading. If I ever have to parade, I want to parade like that. They're very popular with the crowd. Seems like they have an awful lot of fun. And they're followed by a motorcycle patrol here from the Zembo unit also, Zembo Cycle Unit. And these guys will put on a demonstration of motorcycle trickery here. Are the ambulances standing by? That's the question. Guys are going in here and wow. Okay, they almost appear to be meeting, but not quite. Zembo Patrol doing an excellent job. Making a close pass. Not unlike the daredevils at an air show. Kind of hard to cover with one camera because they're behind us, and here they come again. This time at a slower rate. And then they duck around each other. Good example of some precision driving by these motorcycle enthusiasts from the Zembo Shrine in Harrisburg. Their commander here going to line them up here now, and they'll be ready to take off. Okay, good exhibition by the motorcycle patrol of the Zembos. Here's the Upper Dauphin Shrine Club float. Still part of the Zembo organization. Upper Dauphin Shrine Club. And behind them is a antique car. This is a Ford T-Bird owned by the Upper Dauphin Shrine Club, or representing the Upper Dauphin Shrine Club at any rate. And then we have the Duncannon firefighting vehicle. It's a Han, and it's a 1967 Han fire truck from Duncannon, PA. And behind that is a Mack. This is a 1975 Mack truck. This is from Hummel's Wharf Fire Company. Makes one think of the millions of dollars, literally, that have driven by us here today just in firefighting apparatus. Millions of dollars worth of equipment, for sure. Coming way down the street here now is the next band in our parade. And this is going to be the Buccaneer alumni drum and bugle corps from Reading. The Buccaneers of Reading, Pennsylvania, coming up the street a good ways down from us here now, so we'll watch and listen to these guys and gals. After that. Where are you at? Where the heck are we? Oh, well, do you have these guys? Oh, you already mentioned it.
I read it off their banner.
So did I.
I don't either.
While the Buccaneers are just waiting down the street for a moment, you will notice that there is a pretty good breeze blowing from the west here today, blowing up Main Street, so we may get some wind noise into the microphone here, but just a great, pleasant day, I'm sure, for the marchers as well as the spectators, as it is just a cool breeze blowing and just lovely. This is the Reading Buccaneer Drum and Bugle Corps from Reading, Pennsylvania. Some 65 miles southeast of Elizabethville. Traveled a good distance to get here and perform for us. Super job turned in there by the Buccaneers of Reading. Good band, good sound. Now the Bressler Fire Company will be the next piece of apparatus to come on the scene here now. This is their Dauphin 1984 pumper. Never heard of the name, might be Southern, I'm not sure, the way it's spelled on our sheet. At any rate, Bressler's 1984 pumper from the Friendship Fire Company of Bressler, PA. Sparkling piece of equipment. And that is followed by their rescue truck. This is Lower Paxton's 1989 Ford Braun, I think. Nope, I take that back. This is Susquehanna Township's 1976 pumper. This is a Hahn pumper from Susquehanna Township Fire Company. Here we have a Mack tanker from the Rescue Fire Company of Susquehanna Township. This is their tanker. This is a 1982 Mack. And that's followed by one of the most massive fire trucks here in the parade thus far. This is a big Mack here. It's a 1987 rescue truck from Susquehanna Township. Rescue 37, but boy, what a large looking heavy unit this is. And now next behind them we have a GMC rescue and heavy duty unit. This is a 1950 GMC, and this is from the Steelton Fire Department, Steelton, PA. And following closely behind that is the ambulance from Steelton, Pennsylvania. This is a 1982 Horton Ford, Steelton Fire Company. Behind that is a vehicle. This is a Ford Crown Victoria, and this is the Homelstown Emergency Medical and Rescue Service vehicle, and so is this. This is a 79 Ford owned by the Homelstown Emergency Incorporated. Fire companies now are becoming incorporated because of some of the legal entanglements, I guess. They need to become incorporated. And the next we have here the Homelstown Emergency Chevy Pierce 1978 rescue vehicle from Homelstown. And then NHOT, who displays their fire truck and also displays a for sale sign on their fire truck. So obviously NHOT with a orangish yellow colored fire truck. This is a 1983. They don't have the price tag on it, but at any rate, the vehicle says it's for sale. Squad 42 from NHOT, the Goodwill Fire Company #1. They have a 1976 Dodge, which was manufactured by the Swab Wagon Company here in town. And so both the NHOT Fire Company and Swab Wagon Company very proud of the looks of that vehicle. Coming down the street now will be our next marching unit. And we're not really sure exactly who this might be until they get up here. It looks like it's the Citizens Fire Company of Newport. Citizens Fire Company of Newport, Pennsylvania. Kind of a drum and bugle corps outfit. Citizens Fire Company of Newport, the drum and bugle, this is their vehicle that follows the band in order to support the band. And that was a good job done there by the Newport, what amounts to a drum and bugle band, doing a good job for us. Kind of got our information here out of sync a little bit perhaps, but we think we're close here. Let's see, this should be the Reinerton Fire Company, their 1973 Chevy firefighting truck of Reinerton, PA, about 15 miles east of Elizabethville. Next to that now they have a Reinerton Volunteer Fire Company 77 Chevy. This is their squad truck, support vehicle for the fire engine itself, and that's looking good. Now that is a red truck. And it's followed by a green truck. This is going to be Sacramento Community Fire Company of Sacramento, PA, one of the very small hamlets north of Elizabethville, a couple of miles. This is 1959 Red, they call it. This is Sacramento Community Fire Company. This is their brush fighting fire truck. And right behind that, I do believe, will be, looks like a Schwab Wagon Company fire truck from Elizabethville. Let's see. Yes, it is. The rescue crew from Elizabethville with their 1942 Chevy Darley with a 1905 Wirt hand cart, Wirt Knox hose cart on behind. This is a 1942 pumper owned by the Schwab Wagon Company of Elizabethville, who of course builds fire trucks and firefighting apparatus. This is that 1905 fire hose hand cart. That's followed by a 1952 Mack, the Highland Raiders of Inman, South Carolina. And now of Mohegan Lake, New York, that operate this fire truck, so they've certainly come a long way. That is followed by Stephen Dagan Studebaker, 1925 Studebaker fire truck, privately owned fire truck. And the Cannon from McGuire Ford in Duncannon. This is the one that Chuck Rhodes talks so much about, I believe. It's the Duncannon Cannon from McGuire Ford. That is represented here today also. Next we have a, let's see, this is a Ford dealer, McGuire Ford. Okay, McGuire Ford, of course. Following the Cannon is a McGuire Ford pickup truck. Fort Washington has a Mack fire truck in the parade. This is a 1987 Mack vehicle from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Fire Company number 1. Good looking green, greenish yellow, whatever, fire truck. Very neat. Of course, the fire apparatus is judged also, so they do want to give the best appearance they possibly can. Progress Fire Company number 32. Coming up next, this is a 1979 Mack truck from Progress in the Harrisburg area, suburb of Harrisburg. And they're showing us their 1979 Mack truck. Good looking vehicle. That will be followed by a truck from Jonestown, PA. The Jonestown truck is a 1989 American LaFrance. So this is brand new, 1989 American LaFrance vehicle from Jonestown. They describe it as a custom pumper. It's got the cab, the elongated cab to supply some much needed relief to some of the firefighters at a fire scene. Got a couple of people who can ride behind the cab of this particular vehicle, and it's a very, very neat, very nice looking unit. Next vehicle is from the Reliance Hose Company of Berwick. Reliance Fire Company of Berwick. This is a 1981 aerial platform. This is the one that gets buildings, get into buildings that are taller than most of the buildings in over Dauphin County, but nevertheless can get up high and shoot down into the roofs of buildings which are on fire, and serves a real good purpose in that line of work. This is the Ladder Tower 121, they call it, from Berwick Fire Department in Berwick, PA. Another good looking vehicle. And right behind that comes the Reliance Hose Company of Berwick. This is a 1972 Ford. This is their rescue truck. And that looks very, very nice. Really good shape. Next we have a very popular local band, and that is the Williamstown Military Band from Williamstown, Pennsylvania. These guys practice, I think, once a month or something like that at the Legion in Williamstown, and always do a spectacular job at every parade. Let's listen to them. Excellent job by the Williamstown Military Band. Good job. Next in line we have the 131st Transportation Company of Williamstown, a local National Guard unit. And they're going to display some of their vehicles. This is a Cut V Blazer, they call it. And let's see. Next we would have a tractor. That would, of course, be connected to a trailer. Another of the National Guard's many vehicles that they have at the Transportation Company located in Williamstown, PA along Route 209. Next thing is a wrecker. This is a heavy-duty wrecker, that's for sure, used for policing up some kind or perhaps all kinds of military vehicles. That is really heavy-duty stuff on that baby. And that is going to be followed by Londonderry Band. This is the Londonderry Fire Company number 1 with their greenish-looking pumper, or tanker rather, Tanker 54 they call this vehicle. Nice-looking truck. And the Hookies Rescue Hook and Ladder Fire Company is next. This is their rescue squad, light rescue squad. It's a 1980 Chevy, also made by Swab Wagon Company. And that is followed by the Belgrade Fire Company, a General Motors Darley 1964 engine from Belgrade, or Belgrove rather, I'm sorry, Belgrove, Pennsylvania. Belgrove Fire Company. And I'll be quite honest with you, I have no idea where Belgrove is located. May be able to find out here. Tom Sholey owned that thing. They have traveled 45 miles to get here, but no idea exactly where they're located. Now, next we have the float type of vehicle here by the fire prevention float of the Denver Junior Firemen. Always use a torch safely and so forth. Some of the things, your safety is our commitment and whatever on there. Okay. That was from Denver, Pennsylvania, I would believe. They've traveled 60 miles to get here. And next we have the Reliance Hose Company number 1 of Rutherford Heights. This is a 1963 American LaFrance engine. Ford. It says Ford afterwards, so I'm not sure what that meant exactly, but at any rate, down the street comes another marching unit. This is the Reading Buccaneers Drum and Bugle Corps. Richard Koenig is in charge of the Drum and Bugle Corps here from Reading. Reading Buccaneer Drum and Bugle Corps. Drum and Bugle Corps here, consisting of both male and female participants. Buccaneers Drum and Bugle Corps playing what else but Anchors Away for a bunch of Buccaneers, and they did a fine job at that. Good job. Now we have Citizens Fire Company of Enola, their rescue truck. This is a 1969 rescue truck from the firemen of Enola, PA. Behind that will be coming a 1967 Maxim. This is a 1967 pumper of the Yorkville Hose Company from Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It says Yorkville on our note, but it is from Pottsville. No, it says Yorkville Hose and Fire Company. Well, they've got everybody covered. Pottsville on the door of the fire truck, Yorkville on the back end of the fire truck, so take your choice. Next should be West Hanover Township Fire Company Ford. This is a 1949 Ford pumper from West Hanover Township Fire Company here in PA. The 1990 convention host will be the fire company from West Hanover Township. So we'll sure be delighted to travel down there and participate in their parade, I'm sure. West Hanover Township, oh boy. Okay, West Hanover Township Fire Company has a pigeon just deposited a memento on our notebook here, but at any rate, West Hanover Township Fire Company, this is their 1972 truck. And that will be followed by the West Hanover Township Fire Company number 1. Ford, it's a 1975 Ford pumper. It's a Ford and Hahn, Ford truck, Hahn body on this fire truck from West Hanover Township. Can't believe a pigeon with such accuracy dropped right on our sheet here while we're talking. Just like a dive bomber. West Hanover Township's brush truck is following next. This is a 1962 vehicle, so 27-year-old truck. Gosh, in excellent condition. And following that is a 1973 Chevy from West Hanover Township. This is their fire and rescue vehicle from West Hanover Township. And now we have another vehicle here from Wormleysburg. The Wormleysburg Fire Department sending us a 1981 fire engine. Don't really have the make of it, but it's a 3D Metals or something. They say 3D Metals is the name given to us. And following that is the special unit from Wormleysburg Fire Company, Special Unit 15. It's got ladders on it and so forth, so I'm not really exactly sure what their specialty is. It says Quick Response Service on the side of the vehicle. And then we have the Wormleysburg Fire Company Ford ambulance. It's always nice the way the fire companies do send their apparatus to a parade like this. They send as many vehicles as they can spare, I guess. Behind them comes Elizabethville Veterinary Clinic This is something I've never seen in the parade before, but at any rate, they are a good old-fashioned horse and a wagon. This antique horse-drawn wagon is green and white. It's drawn by a 5-year-old standard-bred gelding, and driving the wagon is Dr. Louise Jones Todd. Very neat appearing wagon. Next we have the Volunteer Fire Company of Orwin. They have this Chevrolet. This is a 1953 Chevy representing the Orwin Fire Company. Orwin located probably, let's see, about 20 miles east of here. The lower part of the Schuylkill County. Next we have the West End Fire Company of Sheridan, PA, and they're driving a 1963 green fire truck. Looks in excellent condition. This is a Ford, American LaFrance Ford, it says. Engine 66. West End Fire Company also has a rescue vehicle. It's this 1975 light-duty rescue truck, owned and operated by the West End Fire Company of Sheridan, PA. Parade has momentarily slowed down here because I think the end is near, as they say. And somehow or another the forward part of the parade has kind of slowed things down and we got bunched up here a little bit. But Klingerstown Fire Company is represented by this beautiful piece of apparatus here. This is their 1973 Hahn pumper from Klingerstown, PA. Very well represented, receiving a small round of applause here from some of the Klingerstown people that are standing by. Behind that comes the, I can't hardly read this, this is a 1965 Comet. Not sure exactly, I guess just because of the age of, boy, that's in fine shape, a 65 Ford Comet. And then behind that is a Chevy, 72 Chevy Chevelle. And behind that is a fire truck from the Tower City Volunteer Fire Company. This is a swab-built rescue truck. This is a 1968 rescue vehicle from Tower City, PA. Behind it is the Washington Fire Company. This is a 1984 Ford Darley vehicle. And Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania is the home of this Washington Fire Company, but Mechanicsburg, PA. They brought this truck up here for our parade this afternoon, and we thank them for that. Behind that is a really old car. This is John Shuttlesworth's Model A Ford. And it's been quite a while since these things roamed the highways of Elizabethville. It's a 1930 version. So this vehicle will be 60 years old next year. 59-year-old Model A Ford. Looking beautiful. Super vehicle in its day. How many people have rode in the rumble seat of one of these? Wow. Behind that is, let's see, not sure, Kelly, what does that say there? I can't read it. Anyway, it's a Ford truck, we know that, but I'm not sure what the significance is exactly. And I believe next we have perhaps one of the final vehicles in the parade now. This is Tom Welker, and not sure what Tom's vehicle says on it. This has been a Hyman Welker presentation. Boy, what a bunch production. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that has done it. The parade has seemed to come to an end now with the Hyman Welker production leading the end of the parade, and so that's going to be about the end of it. As the vehicle indicates here, this is the end, and thank you. It's been a magnificent day. The weather has cooperated. The crowd has been tremendous. The parade was truly memorable. And so until next time. Gosh, some of the participants all along the parade route looking good. Anyway, until next time, this is Dale Calnon saying it's been a pleasure to provide you with this tape of the 1989 Dauphin County Firemen's Convention, and in coordination with that, the 100th anniversary of the Reliance Hose Company, #1 of Elizabethville. So it's been fun. Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the parade, and we'll see you later.